Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Eat Meat and Question Everything. I'm so glad you guys are here. First, let me just address my wonky voice. I was sick like a couple weeks ago, kind of, and I was like almost over it, and then I caught something else. So I got to blame like all the plane rides and all the people and all the germs I was around over the last week. Okay, so I already did a little recap on my carnivore retreat, Meat Stock 2024, but it was an impromptu YouTube live. And so if you already heard me talk about it, just fast forward a few minutes. But I know a lot of people are just listening to this on their podcast app, probably don't even follow me on YouTube. So I just want to give a little recap on how that went. Long story short, it was amazing. So I flew in to Knoxville. So it was in the Smoky Mountains, about an hour outside of Knoxville. I flew in Saturday and I left Wednesday. It was absolutely amazing. Jen and Scott from Wired for Healing, who put it together, were phenomenal. All the guests, it was just so amazing. I'm trying to think like what I want to share without just like rambling on and on. But like all the featured guests were great. All the people I met, like just hearing everybody's stories, like it's just so inspiring. And it always, I felt this way like after KetoCon too. It's like you just want to like scoop everybody up and really like keep on keeping on, like trying to get this message out there because it's so important that people are struggling and suffering, that they know like eating this way is an option. So as far as like some of the bigger named guests, there was Dr. Sean Baker, Kelly Hogan, Sally Norton, Dr. Kiltz. And Dr. Kiltz, he's so amazing. Like he is such a ball of energy and just like positive vibes and totally into the conversation with you. Like he is eager to hear what you have to say, like just so genuine and so sweet. And I've met him before at KetoCon, so I've got to experience him, and he's just wonderful. Sally Norton, like she's a firecracker. She is funny and super strong. Like, can I just be a weirdo and comment on her body? Like, they were doing this workout outside in the rain. I watched. In the dry cabin, and she's freaking ripped, and I don't know how old she was. I feel like, did someone say 60 something? Yeah, I don't she's just gnarly. And Kelly Hogan, just the sweetest and most genuine person, and we went on a lot of walks together until there were bear sightings, and they kept walking. I did not do any more walks that weekend. I was not about to battle a mama bear because she had her babies with her, so not happening. Dr. Baker, super knowledgeable. We actually had the same flight home, so we got to spend some time together in the car and before our flight. And he's just super awesome. And he also invited me to be on his podcast, which is super cool, to help get the message out about my book, and so many other amazing people. Dr. Kelly Ritter, Audra Coleman, our meat dehydrating queen, was there. Serena, like my carnivore bestie, who I've met like almost all these other people before. Serena, who I talk to like on a daily basis, I had never met her before. So it was super cool to finally hang out with her in person. We leave each other podcast length voice messages every day. Who else was there? Oh yeah, Michelle Hearn and her wife Corrine. Okay, they are super amazing. They are actually my roommates along with Serena and Audra. Super amazing. Corrine has her own little like health journey the past 6 months with being diagnosed with breast cancer, but she has beat it, and so far so good. So if you need a reminder to go get your tatas checked, have that be it. JC from Lady Carnivore, she's amazing, the sweetest, like just so like calming. And I'm such like a frazzled person. She's just like very zen. And I kept probably annoying her with telling her how much she looks like Drew Barrymore to me. And who else was there? Okay, so Angela from Meat Based Medium, Emily Penton from what's her handle? Inner Clarity something. Gosh, I'm butchering that. Sorry. But you can look her up. Anita, our favorite YouTube recipe creator, Anita was there. I've met her before at KetoCon, but it was so nice to spend a little bit more time with her. She is just like so precious, so wholesome, so sweet. I just love her. And I'm probably forgetting people because I am not prepared with any notes for this. I do have a few talking points I want to hit, but I didn't make notes for the retreat. But just hearing everybody's story, there was one girl there, Brittany, and she has stage 4 uterine cancer after already going through like endometriosis. Like I get chills just talking about it. She has quite the story. So it was a really amazing time. I can't wait till next year. It's going to be next year in September. I'm not sure exactly when, but same area, but different setup. And it's going to be epic. I can't wait. And something else I want to talk about, I was talking to Jeff about this last night. My food there, I don't know, like I did great. I did not even track. I think I might have actually like lost some weight because I didn't weigh myself before or anything. I mean, I did, but I had clothes on, so it was like not accurate. It was just like eh. But I was surprised at the number when I got back. Now I'm still up a few pounds from my lowest, but it was just interesting because I ate breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I had access to more food, and I brought my own food. I had carnivore bars, carnivore snacks, so I could have eaten more. I could have emotionally ate, but all like my habits that I do when I'm home, like struggling with my food, didn't happen there. And I'm trying to like figure out, okay, what can I replicate? Like what was going on here what was going on there that's not going on here? And some might say, oh, because you're relaxed, you're not stressed, you're this and you're that. And like I could, I don't know if that's true. I mean, I have like an underlying level of stress and anxiety because I'm an introvert, and as much as wonderful as it was to talk with everybody, it's still like a lot of peopling, and it's just a lot. Like mentally it's a lot. And just I'm a nervous flyer, so just getting there after I had a horrible plane experience, we were missing screws on the wing. I'll leave it at that. So I get there and I'm like a little rattled, and just anticipating the flight home, I'm a little rattled. So, I'm just there was some anxiety there still. So I don't know. Is it just because my kids weren't there and I didn't actually have to do like any job duties, any mom duties? I don't know. But when I got home, I had a few days where I was emotionally eating again, and I went way over my macros, and I was eating just because I wanted to and it sounded good, and I didn't actually need it. And that's just kind of where I'm at right now. Like I'm really struggling. And I feel like I'm repeating myself because I've talked about this a few times, but that's just still where I'm at. I lost the 45 pounds in like a year or so, went on like a year long stall, essentially, worked with my coaches, lost 10 pounds, but now I'm like at that stall again. So I hope it's not another year before I can lose another 10 pounds. But I don't know. It's just interesting. I'm just observing right now. And I have a lot of ideas on what could be going on. And I don't want to try and blame other things and not take responsibility that maybe I am eating too much, because I know I am eating too much at times. But after talking to some people, I feel like there's some other things that like could be going on. I feel like maybe just the stress from my book, I'm a homeschool mom, this and that. Like maybe I'm just in a constant state of fight or flight. And it's hard to lose weight when you're like that. Like if your body is, you've got cortisol shooting up through the roof, like your body is not going to want to let go of any fat. So, not to totally put the blame on something else, because yes, it is about also what you're eating, but I think that, and I'm going to be better about getting morning light. I'm on day 3 in a row of getting my morning sunshine, or not even sunshine, but just the light that's coming up during sunrise. And I know I said this before and haven't done it, but I'm like, I need to do more self-care. So journaling, meditating, all this to really like bring in the Zen. And I haven't been doing that. But really just to vent a little bit, like I'm kind of sick and tired of doing this and being in weight loss mode, because it just like I know it doesn't come easy for a lot of people, but it seems very loud that a lot of people are just having such easy success getting to their goal weight, when I know that's not the case, because I see messages and comments from you guys all the time. So I know I'm not alone, but it's like, oh my gosh, like now I'm at year 27 of like, battling my weight. And carnivore, while yes, I'm down 55 pounds and it's been great for my health and other things, but these last like 10, 15, like it's been hard. And maybe if I actually stuck to my macros every day, then I'd be there. But there's just some days where it's like, I just can't. And I think it's one thing if it's genuine hunger, but sometimes it's me emotionally eating. And if you've been there, if you've been, binger in the past, you know that when you're decided like, I'm going to eat this, it's like, it's hard to stop. It's hard to like, I know I shouldn't eat anymore today, but it's hard once you're like in that mindset. So I'm still working on that. It's just tiring, of like, and I won't even say like the tracking the macros because that really doesn't take long, but I think it's just, you're mentally focused on that. But what am I supposed to do? Say, oh, I'm going to just take a break and throw it all out the window? Like, not putting an effort into this. Like, I can't just go and just eat everything I want. Then that's not going to work either. So I'm trying to find like a balance of, still doing the macros I'm supposed to do, but maybe not like trying to get my focus off of it and not be like, oh, I need to do this to lose weight. I don't know. It's just, I'm just burning out and I'm ready to get to my goal weight. At least I know maintenance is going to be easy because I've been doing that. So yes, I've been stalled. I don't even know if stall is the right word because, I've been maintaining my weight loss, which I feel like is huge. And I think that means something too. And that's a good thing. Yes, I want to get to my goal, but I've also proven to myself that I can keep this off, which I've never done before. I mean, every time I've lost my 50 pounds, I've gained it back. So this is the best that I've ever done in my entire life with losing weight. So back to the morning light, another thing that, and I've mentioned this before, is like the whole leptin resistance that's being talked about right now. And what you're supposed to do is like get the morning light and you're supposed to like eat breakfast and I don't even know what else they say to do, but not be doing fast and not do fast, but don't be skipping breakfast. And here's my thoughts on that. Now, if I could eat breakfast and then lunch and then cut it off, that would probably be ideal. But for me, when I open the floodgates in the morning, which happens because I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner the week before my cycle, I don't do any fasting. When I open up the floodgates of eating, or when I open that eating window, it's like it's on, so it's hard for me to, stay within my macros when I'm eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. For me, it's easier to push my meals off because then it's almost like, I guess I'm like a volume eater. Like I feel like I get a lot of food in that time and it's easier to stick to my macros. Now, I was talking with my friend Britt. Hi, Britt. Like I know you're listening to this. You are my number one fan, which I appreciate because you might be the only one listening to this. But I was talking with her and she's like, if we're doing all the other right things, we're eating a nutritious diet, we are getting out and doing the morning sunlight, maybe you have your blue blockers on, like we're doing all this, maybe pushing our meal off isn't too bad. Like maybe we're not doing too much damage. And I'm actually going to have her on the podcast and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. But I feel like if I'm doing a lot of other right things, like could it be that bad to be skipping breakfast? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud with that. So let me know your thoughts on that. But yeah, intermittent fasting, I feel like is just a little bit easier for me to, stay within my macros and even throwing in OMAD once in a while because OMAD, it's hard for me to get all my calories in with OMAD, but I don't feel like that's a bad thing. I feel like that can at least balance out some days that I'm overeating, right? So anyways, that's where I'm at right now. I'm still trying to lift weights, and I say try because I took the last week off, but getting in like 4 days of resistance training, which is going to be super helpful. I have been walking a lot. I haven't the past few days just because I'm a little under the weather and then the whole bear situation. But just really trying to get that movement in, get some sunshine, stay calm. I mean, the heavy lifting from my book is done. We're still finishing up edits, but the main work is done. So hopefully just having that shift, like I can, start to be a little bit calmer. Hopefully the magic answer is I just need to release my stress, get morning light, and then I'll be at my goal weight. Like if only it could be that simple, right? But that's what I'm hoping for. So anyways, hope you guys enjoy this. Let me know what you think of the solo episodes because I do have some fun and exciting guests planned, but it's so much easier for me to also just do these solo ones because I can record when I have the time. I don't have to like schedule something. Having things on my schedule, like gosh, talk about anxiety. I get a little weird with that. So it's nice with this where it's like, okay, my mom's here. She has the kids. I'm going to go record this real quickly. But I'm not an expert. So I can't sit here and give you guys all this expert advice, that having the guests on. But I feel like it's nice to, I don't know, share this. It helps me when I, share my journey with you guys and my struggles. And hopefully it helps you too, that you're not alone. And maybe we could just talk about this together. If you're watching this on YouTube, like let me know in the comments where you're at, how we can help each other. what you need help with, and that can, help me decide some videos in the future and maybe get some experts on that can help us. So yeah, I love you guys. Thanks for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, share, all the things. If you're listening on your podcast app, let me know. Say hi in Instagram DMs, or even, just giving this a rating, screenshotting, sharing in your stories, like anything to help get the word out about this wonderful podcast would be amazing. And I'll see you next week.